Director Comey, and this is for everyone watching as well. FISA warrants aren't just the normal run-of-the-mill search warrants. They seek to access information that we consider most private. And when talking about the Carter Page investigation, the Steele dossier was the basis for this FISA warrant, and no one's doubting that. The Steele dossier is, of course, the opposition research report compiled by Christopher Steele, who was hired by Fusion GPS acting on behalf of the Clinton campaign. A dossier that was essentially opposition research on Donald Trump. And we thought it was just that until last week when Attorney General Barr authorized the declassification of a specific footnote in Inspector General's report on the Crossfire Hurricane investigation from late last year. That's the letter that was dated September 24th, 2020. The declassification of that footnote revealed something more disturbing about the Steele dossier. And that footnote revealed that the primary subsource of the Steele dossier was the subject of an FBI counterintelligence investigation between the years of 2009 and 2011 due to their apparent ties to Russia. The same document that alleged then-candidate Trump was a Russian spy was funded by political opponents and researched by a suspected Russian operative. And the FBI bought it hook, line, and sinker, or at least they really wanted to. And it gets worse from there, though. During the investigation into that subsource, it was revealed that they had reached out to individuals about to join the Obama administration and made them an offer. They could make a, in quotes, a quote, little extra money, end quote, if they had access to classified information. Thankfully, those people reported this encounter. An associate of that subsource also stated that they persistently asked about their knowledge of a particular military vessel. Again, that encounter, thankfully, was reported. This subsource was in contact with a known Russian intelligence officer and was invited to the Russian embassy. And the FBI knew all of this when they sought the first renewal of the Carter Page FISA application. Unlike those other people who reported their strange encounters with this subsource, what exactly did the FBI do? What did they do? They never provided the information to the FISA court, not one lick of it. The FBI signed off on a violation of Carter Page's privacy using reports that would normally be used to create a 30-second political ad that were compiled by someone who is likely an actual Russian spy. And that's not even to speak of the noted inconsistencies that so many of my other colleagues have talked about between the reporting in the Steele dossier and the information that the subsource provided to Steele himself. Inconsistencies that the Crossfire Hurricane team continued to rely upon when seeking renewed FISA warrants on Carter Page. Director Comey, according to Peter Strzok, you were briefed on Steele's reporting and okayed the Crossfire Hurricane team's approach to use Steele in the investigation. Do you recall being told about the counterintelligence investigation against this primary subsource?
I do not.
Do you believe that this information would have been relevant information for the director of the FBI to have received?
I don't know the answer to that. Maybe at some point it would definitely be important for the team to consider whether it made the subsource less credible or more credible. I could see it cutting both ways.
Well, I think that's pretty pertinent information when you're authorizing FISA warrants. I would want to know what are the subsources' motives. You don't think that that's relevant information?
Oh, no, I thought you were asking whether it was relevant for them to tell the director. I'm not writing the FISA affidavit. I'm not investigating the case. It's important for the people running the case to think, does the fact that a subsource has connections to Russia make him more credible or less credible in reporting on Russia? They'd want to wrestle with that and decide what to do with it.
But as the director of the FBI, you were signing off on a FISA warrant, that application. I do think it's information that should be provided to you as the director of the FBI. Do you believe that the Department of Justice and the FBI have a duty of candor to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court?
Yes, very much.
Do you believe they have a duty to present this type of exculpatory evidence to the court?
I think they have a duty consistent with that duty of candor to present a complete picture, good and bad, of all of their information. So that if they have exculpatory information, they ought to supply it.
Yes, they do. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this at home, and I do think that people are interested in this, they want to know and believe in the FBI. They want to know and believe in the DOJ. So for those folks that are watching at home, this isn't about political retribution or sour grapes. This is about a coordinated effort by your government, our government, to influence politics using compromised foreign intelligence actors. And I think this is a very, very sad example of what could absolutely go wrong in our government. Thank you, Mr. Chair.